So I wanted to go over my fun this afternoon because I essentially, as humbly as I could say it, schooled Jake Tapper of CNN on the fact that his reporter Drew Griffin, essentially left out in their report on the Clinton Foundation emails. These were the emails that came out yesterday showing that donors to the foundation emailed aides to Hillary Clinton and emailed Hillary Clinton directly, actually, asking for favors, including helping to get other people jobs. And CNN and others reported on only a couple of the emails. Some involved a donor to the foundation that's a foreign donor, focusing on that. Because I'm kind of a common sense person, I think the most important email was Hillary Clinton herself asking an aide to essentially help get someone a job. Let me tell you about that. Basically, a bundler for Hillary Clinton. What a bundler is somebody who goes out and helps a candidate raise money. So it's not someone who's donating directly to the candidate, although most bundlers also donate to the candidate, but it's someone who organizes fundraisers and kind of is the wheeling and dealing to try to wrangle the donations in for the candidate. Candidates love their bundlers because bundlers are more important than individual donors. Obviously, there's some donors that are very important, but if I could get somebody to routinely make hundreds of thousands of dollars for me, that person's very important to me. So a bundler named Lana Maresco, or Lana, let me make sure I have the name right. It's Lana Maresky. She helped bundle $100,000 for Hillary Clinton in the 2008 campaign, and she's bundling for Hillary Clinton now. She emailed Hillary Clinton directly while Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State, saying, I have someone, it was redacted in the emails, but I need help trying to get somebody a job at the State Department. Can you help me? What Hillary Clinton did, she forwarded the email to Huma Abedin, who's basically her right-hand woman, Anthony Weiner's wife. She's the vice chair of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign now. She forwarded the email to Huma Abedin. I'm going to look down so I could read it off my email. The emails reveal that Clinton campaign, another major Clinton fundraiser, Lana Maresky, also pushed Clinton to hire someone for a position at State. Clinton directed Abedin to follow up and help the applicant and told Abedin to let me know about the job issue. So what you have there is essentially Hillary Clinton got an email directly from a high dollar bundler, again, somebody who organizes and fundraises for them, and asking, hey, can you help me out? Somebody's wanting a job. Hillary Clinton then forwarded it to her right-hand woman, Huma Abedin, and said, hey, please follow up. Can we, and help? ? Can we help? So if that's not pay for play, if that's not quid pro quo, nothing is. To me, that was the most important email because it directly shows Hillary Clinton, not her aides. Hillary Clinton took the step to forward the email in response to a high dollar bundler who was asking for help getting somebody a job and said, follow up and help this applicant. Did CNN's Jake Tapper in a segment yesterday with Drew Griffin report any of that? No. And let me be clear, because I'm hard on the media and I have a lot of fun ripping the media. That's why I'm at Young Turks, because I think they're not doing journalism the way it should be done. Of all the people at CNN, I actually respect Jake Tapper the most. So this isn't an anti-Jake Tapper thing. I like Jake Tapper. And he's been responsive to me, by the way, on Twitter when I've challenged him on facts. And he was today. So basically, I put a tweet saying CNN and Jake Tapper left out this little tiny instance where Hillary Clinton forwarded an email saying, hey, take care of this person who raises lots of money for me. So at first, Jake Tapper, and I'm really going to walk you through the tweets, and I'll be posting this on YouTube later, and you'll see screenshots of the tweets. Unfortunately, I can't do that on Facebook Live, but I want to show you the tweets. Jake Tapper said, I'm incorrect. That didn't happen. So I wrote back, the note was written by a bundler fundraiser, Lana Maresco, asking Clinton directly to get someone a job at State. Again, Tapper told me I was wrong. He told me that's not what was said in the email. So I responded, please enlighten me why Time Magazine, Law News, who's the site I actually first read this at, why Law News and other outlets are incorrect. And by the way, just giving him the benefit of the doubt, he was on air during this exchange, hosting his show on CNN, so I didn't expect him to get back to me, thoroughly, but he tried to get back to me. And I took a screenshot of stories showing this bundler basically directly emailing Hillary Clinton and then Hillary Clinton forwarding it, asking Uma to make it happen. I wrote back to him, what part am I bungling? Clinton forwarded request from a donor. I wrote donor. It was actually a bundler with, quote, follow up and help. I said, understand you're on air now. Take your time responding. And he said to me, let me show you what he said. He actually told me that I was confusing it. He said, I'm on air right now, but maybe I misunderstood the hiring you're referring to. Drew Griffin, who's the reporter, has had two examples in his spot their segment yesterday. One on a donor wanting to talk to the U.S. ambassador to Lebanon, and the other on a hiring. This is maybe a third item not in the spot, meaning the segment. I wrote back, with respect to you and Drew Griffin, part of a new batch of emails shows a big bundler for Hillary Clinton reaching out directly to her, asking her for help getting someone hired at state. Hillary Clinton forwarded the email to Uma saying, follow up and help. His response to me, I said, kind of a big deal to miss, shows Clinton, not aides, pulling strings for donors and bundlers. He wrote, I will check it out. No. First he wrote, yes, he said, I will check it out. And I said, you should, unless, quote, follow up and help means something else. There's no other way of looking at this other than her pulling strings. Why I'm doing a Facebook Live on this is not to do a victory lap. But what I'm trying to say, and by the way, a lot of you aren't going to be happy with this, but I'm going to give Jake Tapper the benefit of the doubt. I don't think Jake Tapper is as bad as a lot of the other anchors at CNN. Or let me not get into Chris Matthews. I'm assuming he did not see this email. It's sloppy. I'm not going to lie. It is sloppy because CNN's got an army of producers and Jake has quite a few producers. So the fact that they did a segment on the Clinton Foundation and this report, they combed through the emails and it wasn't a red flag that there was an email showing Hillary Clinton herself in response to a high dollar bundler who has made her a lot of money, then forwarded the email that asked her, Hillary Clinton, to help get someone a job at the State Department, to Uma Abedin saying, follow up and help. You not thinking that's a big deal, or you not seeing that, or your producer's not seeing that, or your reporter not seeing that, is pretty much journalistic malpractice. We all make mistakes. I made a mistake today. I tweeted at a poll, and I confused two polls, and I corrected it. But, I mean, I'm the Young Turks. I'm one reporter. You have an army. So I think I am assuming he is going to check this out because to me, this is as I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but this is as clear black and white evidence that Hillary Clinton herself, not her aides, Hillary Clinton herself instructed aides and instructed others to scratch the backs of donors. And that, my friends, is pay for play. That is also not what you're supposed to be doing as Secretary of State. She said she was going to have no involvement with the Clinton Foundation and other things like that. So the fact that she's instructing aides to basically scratch the back of a high dollar bundler is exactly what's wrong with our politics. And I know Donald Trump is terrible. This is not me trying to help Donald Trump, but I'm one of these people. Here's a novel concept. I'm not shilling for either one of them. I've made it clear who I supported. It was Bernie Sanders. And as you've seen, recently I've been tough on Bernie Sanders. But I'm not going to just ignore Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation and pay for play and quid pro quo. I'm not going to do that. That's not why I got into journalism. And that's why I'm at the Young Turks, because they allow me to do this. So Jake Tapper, I'm assuming, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, just didn't see this. I'll assume Drew Griffin, the reporter, didn't see this. But the problem with it, I'm not sure even if they see it, they're going to think it's a big deal. And I'll explain why. I think when you're an anchor and you're a reporter and you've been in Washington for a very long time, you're a little bit consumed into that establishment bubble. And I use the word establishment a lot. It's not to be malicious, but I used to work at MSNBC and I was a victim of it. when you're around all these people and it's the same bullshit stories over and over, you kind of think these are the important things. So I think, I can't speak for Jake, but I wonder if maybe they did see it and just didn't think it was a big deal. Because, all right, yeah, she suggested they help someone get a job. It's not, that bad. It is that bad because it shows that Hillary Clinton, who is saying she's a champion for the working class and that she's not indebted to her donors. It doesn't affect her. No, is. In this case, and I'm sure there's other cases, that's why they are deathly afraid of these emails. That's why she worked like night and day to make sure her speech to Goldman Sachs never saw the light of day, because this is what she has done. She is a Wall Street Democrat. Some would call her a pro-choice Republican, and she has thrived in her career making money off of Wall Street donors, big fossil fuel donors, and the list goes on. Doesn't make her a terrible person, but somebody, this is the truth. This needs to be reported. So I hope Jake Tapper, who, by the way, originally said I was wrong. I am giving him the benefit of the doubt that he was conflating different emails. But if he's telling the truth, which I think he is, he and his producers and his reporters just missed this email, which is journalistic malpractice. I know we're all busy. We're doing deadlines. We're doing social media. We're doing a lot of different things. You guys don't know the half of how hard people work in this industry. It's worth it, but it's a hard job, and we're under a lot of pressure. But you can't miss that, because if you're going to do stories on the Clinton Foundation and these emails that are coming out, you cannot not report that there's an email showing Hillary Clinton herself forwarded emails directing her staff to help out a donor. And some people are going to say, oh, well, it was for a low-level position. It doesn't matter who the person they were trying to help is, yet the position, and it doesn't matter what the position is. It matters why they were doing it. Why they were doing it was a high-dollar bundler who has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Hillary Clinton asked them to help. And let's be clear for a second. I want to be clear. I get asked by people sometimes, hey, can you send my resume elsewhere? I, myself, have asked contacts, can you help me out? This is the way the world works. A lot of times it's who you know. But there's a difference between me doing it, and I don't do it for anybody. I want to know the person, or the person who's recommending it. I need to trust that this person is recommending me someone good. I'm not in the State Department. I'm not the Secretary of State. I'm certainly not the President. I have no interest in any of that. So there's a different standard for a public official who's being paid by our tax dollars. There should not be this pay for play. And it makes you wonder, okay, Hillary Clinton says she's going to do all these progressive things, but if she helps out donors routinely like that email shows, why should we believe that when she gets into the office, she's just going to do things that would negatively benefit the donors who got her there? I mean, that doesn't make sense. Cenk says it all the time. These people aren't stupid. They're not investing in these candidates for the hell of it. They're expecting a return, and they are getting one with her. But the fact that CNN hasn't reported it, I honestly, I like Jake Tapper. Maybe I'm naive. I think he will report this. If he doesn't, I'll comment. But I think whether he missed it or his people missed it or they saw it and didn't think it was a big deal, both are a problem. Because you know what? At the end of the day, yes, I think Donald Trump's a menace. I really do. The comments, I don't like, I'm not fond of Hillary Clinton, but you cannot invoke suggestions of people assassinating your opponent, whether you like her or not. I wish Hillary Clinton no ill will. And for any of you who would say differently, that's not how I roll. I hope that's not how you roll. This is about policy, and this is about the country. I don't wish anyone violence. So I personally, I think Donald Trump is by far a danger. I really do. I didn't think that the whole time, but recently I think he is a danger. I don't report on him that much because it's not like I'm breaking new ground. TYT covers it a lot. I know some of you don't like it, but they cover it a lot. Obviously, the media covers him a lot. I'm not gonna break new ground with Donald Trump. My goal is to report things you haven't seen before, report facts that nobody else is reporting, to expose corruption. That's why I joined Young Turks. So I do think Donald Trump's awful, but that doesn't mean I can ignore Hillary Clinton and the shady stuff that's surrounding her. The rest of the media has, and frankly, Bernie Sanders made a mistake not going after her on the Hillary Clinton Foundation, on the Clinton Foundation, excuse me. The bottom line is he wanted to focus on the issues, this and that. That's fine. But, you know, many people, including myself, would say, if you want to win, you got to show who your opponent really is. It's not personally attacking her that she's a menace to society, but these were the facts. And there were a lot of questions surrounding the Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation. And he didn't go after her. So, you know, some people will say that's why they liked him, and some people think he missed opportunities. I think it's a mix of both. You know, I respect him for trying to keep it issues based, but when you're, you know, you don't go to a knife fight with crackers. You know, you got to be prepared to battle, especially with the Clinton machine. So, bottom line on this, it's nice when you challenge a mainstream news anchor and you end up being right. That's nice. I think that I do respect Jake Tapper. If this was Chris Matthews, I would not be, you know, kissing his ass a little bit. I think Jake is fairly good. I think he's been tough in a lot of areas that others on CNN haven't. So I'll give him credit for that. But I mean, this is the biggest thing in these emails that came out. I know a lot of people like to report on, you know, the foreign donors and all that. That's equally bad. But this is direct emails from Hillary Clinton asking for favors for her donors. It's black and white. There's nothing in between. So if he's not going to report it, I certainly will. And hopefully the Young Turks will. A lot of you have been criticizing me and, you know, getting on me for the Young Turks. I honestly am not involved with the production of the show. I have my hands busy here. But I also think in defense of the show, because it is, I'm not just saying this because they're my bosses. I think that the bottom line is being a progressive is not about groupthink. We all don't have to agree on everything. You have a choice who you vote for. You obviously have a choice who you watch. But the fact is, you know, to attack Cenk has done more in the media for the progressive cause than anyone else I know. That's why I joined the Young Turks. I'm inspired by him. So the fact is, Cenk happens to think Trump is Mussolini and Hitler. You might not agree, but that's what he thinks. And it's his show, ultimately. It's your show because you support it. But obviously, if you think that, it doesn't mean he does. It doesn't mean he thinks Hillary Clinton is great. But if he thinks Trump would take not just a progressive cause, but the country as a whole back to the point where it's a danger, obviously they're going to cover Trump a lot. So I'm not trying to carry his water. I haven't even talked to him about this. But I think the bottom line is we all don't have to agree on every little thing. Obviously, Cenk and the rest of the hosts were supportive of Bernie Sanders, but the fact is Bernie Sanders isn't the nominee. So how he chooses to go about it, who he chooses to vote for, that's his call, and it's your call. If it changes where he's saying, guys, listen, you got to vote for Hillary, that's different. But I've never heard that from him. So I hope you guys, first of all, will stop hitting me on it because I'm not involved with it. I send them story suggestions sometimes, but I'm busy creating content for you.